How important is the masjid to the community? It's a hard question to answer. Just because, again, when you look at the dynamics of the community, we're really not packing the masjid, right? For the salawat, for Jumu'ah maybe, they come in, they go. Eid is the next time, they come in, they go. Ramadan, we'll pack it, the beginning, the middle kind of dies off a little bit, then we'll pack it at the end again, inshallah ta'ala. And it doesn't mean that the people don't love to be in the masjid, the people don't want to be in the masjid. I don't think so. But there is nothing, I don't think, pulling the people to be at the masjid, right? Especially, I look at myself as a parent, what is the masjid offering for my family, for my kids, right? For me, that's the most important thing right now. My children, right? These, mashallah, we're raising them here in America, and it's tough, subhanAllah. It's hard. And what are we doing, mashallah, that now I want to bring my kid to be in the masjid all of the time, or I don't want to bring my kid to be in the masjid because I have a kid, my kid, and I'm talking about me personally, I have a kid who's super active. He wants to run around the masjid, he wants to jump, he wants to play, right? And the uncles, they don't like that. Uncle's like, sit down, stop it, chill out, relax. They're looking at you like, you can't control your kid, right? SubhanAllah. So as a parent, it makes you feel uncomfortable. I know it makes my wife feel uncomfortable, right? SubhanAllah, sometimes I tell her, you take him, and she's like, no, it's got, the sister. And I'm like, SubhanAllah, right? As an imam, for me, it's tough, right? Because I bring my son with me sometimes even for the khutbah, and sometimes even in the khutbah, he stands up, right? And people are looking like, Astaghfirullah, the imam's son is standing up by the minbar, right? Subhanallah Rabbil Azim, right? But what type of culture are we establishing in the masjid that our children love to be there, and that the parents want to be there with their children, and it's not a place that's making me anxious and causing anxiety inside of me, right? If it's causing anxiety inside of me, I'm not coming. I'm not going to be there. I'd rather just stay away, subhanAllah. And whenever maybe I can get there by myself without my spouse and they stay with the kids at home, I'll go and I'll pray and then I come back home. But then we lose what the masjid is all about. The masjid is supposed to be the place for the families, right? SubhanAllah, the companions wrestled in the masjid. They sword played in the masjid, SubhanAllah. The kids, mashallah, the grandchildren of the Prophet jumped on his back in the masjid while he was in salah, right? SubhanAllah. No one dared to say anything. No one, subhanAllah, admonished him. The Prophet didn't say, don't do that here in this place, right? SubhanAllah. He was patient. He stood in sajda, pulled them off, let them come off when they finished, SubhanAllah. There's so many lessons to learn from all of these things that we are not implementing in the masjid that should cause that place to be for us to what place we want to be in all of the time. I go to work, alhamdulillah. And after work, I go home, maybe I shower, and at least I want to catch the last 2 prayers in the masjid, alhamdulillah. I want to go to a program, mashallah, maybe once or twice a week in the masjid. Weekends come, alhamdulillah, I'm looking forward, mashallah. Ikhwan, my kids, Ya awlad, get ready, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to go to the masjid, right? And that the kids say, yeah, inshallah, we're going to go to the masjid, I want to go to the masjid. But it's not like that. That's what should be happening. That's the feeling we should have. That's the attachment we want to have with the masjid. But I think we're failing to create that. Maybe some masjids have created it and are creating it. Some masjids are doing pretty well with it. A lot of masjids are not, right? A lot of masjids are just spaces for prayers, spaces for Jumu'ah. Outside of that, there's nothing else happening. And then you have that issue of now you have 2-3 generations of youth now lost. SubhanAllah, LGBTQ, lost. Again, drugs, lost. Alcohol, lost. You go to a place like Minnesota, gangs, the kids are lost. I was just in Minnesota a few months back in the conference. While I'm in the conference, all of a sudden, SubhanAllah, I was talking to the youth, all of the youth ran out. And I'm like, what's going on? And the sister, she says, Imam, somebody just pulled a gun on the kid. I come to find out a Muslim young boy pulled out a gun, another Muslim, in the conference, right? SubhanAllah. These are the results of the masjid not being in our life, right? SubhanAllah. And when are we going to hold ourselves accountable? It's not just the imam. Because sometimes the imam is blamed, the imam is not dynamic enough, right? No, alhamdulillah, every imam is not going to be dynamic, alhamdulillah. But if he has a dynamic team, alhamdulillah, there's a dynamic structure, alhamdulillah, then alhamdulillah, that brings, mashallah, a dynamic masjid, alhamdulillah, that begins to produce and give out, mashallah. And then the other issue that we have is that people don't like sharing, right? Sharing what info, right? Alhamdulillah, I come to masjid, you know, what makes you so successful? MashaAllah, can you share that with us? Can you sit with us? And it's like, I can't give you the secret, man. I can't give you the sauce, right? If I give you the sauce, I'm taking away from my masjid. I'm going to take away from the dynamic of being the dynamic masjid, mashallah, that everybody's seeing, alhamdulillah, and funding comes our way. Alhamdulillah, we should want to reduplicate and create that every single place, right? We should be reaching out and saying, listen, mashallah, I heard you guys are struggling. I'm going to send, mashallah, my director, my ED, inshallah, my executive director and director to your masjid so you can sit with you guys and help you, mashallah, build what we have here as well. We don't think that way. We don't think that way on the masjid level. We don't think that way on institution level. We don't think that way on the education level. We don't think that way on organizational level within Muslims, subhanAllah, right? Because we're so afraid that we're going to lose what we've created and what we have, rather than saying, perhaps sharing is going to, mashallah, grow and elevate and take what we've done to the next level for all of America, rather than just my little city and my neighborhood, inshallah ta'ala, right? So I think, I think the people want to be in the masjid. I hope that they want to be in the masjid. I feel like they do want to be in the masjid. They love Allah, they want to be in the masjid. But I think there's a lot of dynamics that keep parents outside of the masjid. And those dynamics naturally, and some of them are cultural. I don't want the masjid to see my kids this way, right? Because then you're going to look at all that family, subhanAllah, no good, right? And so now my family is looked down upon. Why? Because we don't give each other nasiha correctly. We don't say, subhanAllah, I saw your son. How can I help your son? I want to come and help your son, inshallah ta'ala. I don't want to look at this thing as something that, is going to push him away. But let's come together. We are really family, right? Alhamdulillah, al-mu'min miratul mu'min. The believer is a mirror for the other believer, inshallah ta'ala. I want to be that positive, mashallah, mirror for your children, for you, for your family. I don't want to make you feel as if you are no good and you don't deserve to be here in this space with us, right? Inshallah. So we have a lot of work, man, to do, bil asif. And honestly, it's just great minds coming together. Those who do want to do something, honestly, I think they need to start to come together. And the change has to start from somewhere. And perhaps if they come together, the change can commence, inshallah ta'ala. They can set forth an example to be followed behind. And then perhaps everyone else will jump on it, right? Because everybody wants to do something that's great. Everybody wants to be part of something that's great. Alhamdulillah, we are bandwagon people. Alhamdulillah, we jump on the bandwagon, right? So when we see the bandwagon moving, perhaps everybody will jump on that bandwagon and start moving along with it, inshallah ta'ala. But it's going to take some people to kind of take the initiative, start it, and hopefully people will follow suit, inshallah.